Okay, hello. Just doing a little short one here tonight. Uh, no homework for them. Well, obviously, their birthday. School back to school. So, but I got homework to do in a bit. Paperwork, yay. Anyway, uh, not so much as last couple of years, thankfully. So, anyway, shit, wrong page. So yeah, uh, just a little quick one. Anybody wants to join there, I'll throw the link in there and everything. So uh yeah. Anyway, I gotta fix this. This is a little too that way. Fucking stay. Error. This cord's too long. It's like friggin' like uh 6 foot long or some shit. And, dang it. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. That's good. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Uh it is 6:33 p.m. 8:28 2017. That's when I started this. So anyway, it's 6:34 now. So anyway, uh, hello out there to everyone. So uh, yeah, I was gonna get a canvas today. Maybe I'll get one sometime this week. They'll come to. Anyway, I just did. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Just a sec here. Um, so this here. So, okay. Okay. There. We ready? Anyway. Yeah. Like I said, this is just impromptu thing on my backup here. Back up to my backup, whatever. So um, anyway, um, click, 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 click. Sorry, y'all. Uh, okay, yeah. Okay, then. I'm just gonna paint a little picture, and if anybody happens to come along here, watching and stuff, I'll put the link on in there. So anyway, okay, here we go. I'm gonna have a smoke too while I'm talking here. So anyway, changing perceptions. It's something I've been doing off and on there on my other channel, and this will be on there too eventually. But yeah, changing perceptions. I've been talking about that a lot in the last few months, and it's getting people to see the world differently. That's the goal there. To see things as they truly are, I should say. So anyway, okay. Second here. Okay, there we go. I said I had one waiting, two waiting earlier before I started. Anyway, yeah. I think I do have some the little bitty canvases here somewhere. That's a side project there. Oh shit! I'll get that. I'll get it there. Yeah, that's a little side project do a collage of them as well. So and getting together a really big canvas and doing a collage with some of my ones on paper too. I've talked about that. So anyway, yeah, that's a new thing, new project I'm doing there. But it's the flat ones. I can't use these box ones because that's what the ones I've got over there, or well, they're my daughter's. So, but I think she's probably done used to actually. It's got little wooden easels. It came a little wooden easel and so cute. But anyway, um, yeah, that's a new project I'll be working on in the next while here when I can. So and they're really cheap too. So um, anyway, oh, I asked my youngest what her favorite part of school was today. She said art. So awesome. There. So anyway, uh, I joked with her. I said, "What was your favorite part of school today? Lunch?" She said, "No, art, of course." So, funny. Sorry about that. If I go off air for like a minute or so, just I'll be back. Cause anyway, uh, hello. Hey Ed. Oops, I got too much pain. Okay, I just put it out there. Oh damn, man, it sucks. Yeah, stay positive, definitely. Yeah, I'll be thinking about you too, definitely. Damn, that sucks. Damn. I hate to hear that. Yeah. Mm. I know my daughter just had hemorrhoids before. It's not pleasant to go through. So, uh-huh. Yeah. And especially if they find something wrong there. That's, and I've never had one myself, but they had to have me for the disorder they got with uh, Valcad. It comes with what comes with it is microcephaly, and they were checking their brain to see if their brain was developing right and everything, and everything was okay. So, but I'm sure everything will be all right, Ed. So, just like you said, stay positive. Uh, Thursday, awesome. Let us know definitely. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh damn, pinched nerve. Ah, sad. Damn. Ooh, that sucks. I can imagine. Uh, look, damn. Hey, Foxy, a female outside drunk. Look, nothing that exciting here today, except for cleaning and found a bunch of dust bunnies. So, and the cat tried to attack the broom many times, playing try me pile up the dirt there. It was funny. I know a lot of people have been having the neck problems there, especially if you do strenuous work there too. So, uh, or sleep wrong too. That can even do it uh, every night. Let's see. Anyway, uh, mm, man. Well, I hope you're having a good day. Otherwise, dead. Foxy said. Oh my God, she took her clothes off. Oh shit! Damn, Foxy, that's crazy. I've never got that drunk to where I've done that. So, uh, damn, she must have been pretty messed up there. Definitely, Ed. Yeah, loss of range of motion of your ankle and toes. Feel like lugging around a paperweight. Oh man, that sucks. Don't know why I did that. I'm between the orange and yellow now. Anyway. Cool, Ed. Awesome. He's biopiece and sleeping, laying down, warming up, going to the gym, get some blood circulating, feel better. Awesome. Cool. Hey, Carolyn.
Ooh, can I have some orange juice?
No,
No.
that's paint water.
It looks like orange juice.
He's funny. Hey, Dave. How's it going? I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna here. So I'll open it up in just a minute. I mean, a few minutes here. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get another color out here. So, Hang on. Hello, guys. Give me just a second. She had asked me over there. So, hey. Give me just a sec. There, Dave. I'll throw the link out there. I was in the zone there, so y'all, sorry. I got to get my headphones going here too. Sorry. You know how it is when you get in the zone. So, I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go. There. All right, then. There's that. Sorry, y'all. It's pretty much done though. So, I just got to finish that and this. So, anyway. Okay, there's the link to join if anyone wants to join. So, sorry. Anyway, what was y'all talking about? Oh, Yellow James on the Kool-Aid. Okay. Damn. You're hilarious, Dave. I just got tea, so no Kool-Aid here. Anyway. I needed a little break there anyway, so while I'm waiting here for anyone to join, so I can let them actually out the box there. So you have to forgive me. I ain't used to back into this. Here, it didn't put her in. That's weird. Wow, what the crap? That's weird. This thing ain't working right. Okay, that was strange. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, hello. Okay. Let's see. Doing that.
I hope my mom doesn't come downstairs because this is funny.
Shit. I hope she don't either. Weird. Weird. Yeah, I know, right? Who's coming in? Come on, man. I mean, y'all. Sorry. Around the kids, man. That's see. There I go, man. You know how kids talk nowadays. So.
Yeah, yeah, with that number kid who came in here.
I know that was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, they. I don't think that's likely to happen on this channel. So.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that was weird.
Yeah, that was.
So, y'all, who's coming? We need some more victims. I'm just kidding.
It looks like everybody's shy. Everybody wants to be in the chat box.
Hey, man, your cat ain't.
Emily.
I don't know what mine is. Before I started doing this, I had my water sitting here, and my cat come up here drinking the water. But there wasn't no paint stuff in it or nothing, so it's non-toxic anyway. So it was funny. But yeah. Anyway, nothing serious, y'all. So, but, oh yeah, FYI, y'all, just so you know, one of my shows to Facebook from what was it from Friday?
Yeah.
and with my picture, I didn't post just the link. Like I said, I posted it above the picture, right? Okay, this person I posted it to a community, okay, and they accused it. They said, I can't believe it. You know, they accusing me of Antifa, and I'm like, what?
Huh?
They apparently wasn't listening too well. So I'm gonna have to start putting the parental advisory on this because I had kids in the room and it was the F word, and I'm like, really? Obviously,
You could
I
say that
mean,
the person. This is a family show. It's not a. Yeah.
you know, once you hear that first word, if you don't like that word, you know, you put your headphones. I always use my headphones anyway for
Yeah.
that reason, you know. But I'm just like, really, lady? Come on. Of course, you know, when you're doing this type of thing, you're going to talk about other things too. It ain't going to be just, you know. I was just like, what the hell? That made me mad. Anyway, but yeah, some people, man, some people. Ed coming in. Awesome.
Okay.
Hello?
It's been a while, huh? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it has.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I had to shut my box fan down. I didn't want to be one of those hangout newbies 101, huh? Start irritating everybody. What is that noise? That background noise?
Right?
I think first couple of hangouts. Oh God, you remember Robert J.
Yeah.
Morris?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when he first came around on the scene? It's like, well, you know, he's a drinker, but whatever. He stands up for truth. And I remember I was in a big old hangout with him and a bunch of other people. And I didn't know, and I had the freaking box fan going on, and he started to get after me. He's like, Ed, I'm telling you, he's like, you got background noise going on. What's going on? And I didn't have any clue. I was like barely doing
Yeah.
hangouts back then. I'm like, nope, it's not me.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've got the fan going, but I can't help that. See, it's hot. Not hot, but it's stuffy in here. So. But yeah,
I'm
I
just,
remember my first times going in, and yeah, that's
yeah, you live and you learn.
that
And
happened.
then you realize, like, the person having the control of the hangouts, they can see the little vibration
Yeah,
line coming from,
yeah,
whoever. Yeah.
yeah. Or if you didn't have headphones in and you had your sound, you let the YouTube running. Yeah, I've done that. So,
There?
uh,
Uh,
yes, you're here. Hello.
were you talking about TR Prepper again?
No.
America! Fuck yeah!
Uh,
I'm all about
Oh, no.
freedom, but if you come in my chat and say something I don't like, I'm going to kick you the fuck out because you're a homeless, begging, leftist fucking piece of shit, and I want to kill you for doing nothing
Oh my
wrong
God.
just because I believe in false constructs because I'm a dumb
I've seen
motherfucker. There. Sorry,
I've seen that one.
I did my rant.
I seen the video he put. I didn't watch it. I seen the video he put. He's like, admit when I'm wrong or some shit like that. And I'm like,
Yeah, bullshit.
I was like, oh God, he must have pissed somebody off or something.
Well, it was about that. He admit something about the black Confederate soldiers weren't in that particular cemetery stuff. But,
Yeah.
he's so full of shit and so full of contradictions. It's like all these 90% of the other people in this fucking planet.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I'm a shithead, I'll make a video. I'll tell the whole world what I did, who I did it to, and that I was fucking wrong.
Right.
And I'm sorry.
Right.
It's like if you're so about your daddy teaching you to be a man, then instead of having your hangouts full of kiss asses and bootlickers, Have some fucking people in there that got a counterpoint. If they're a fool and want to make themselves look a fool, that's on them. But he's a fucking pussy. I wonder when the last time he ever told a cop to fuck off was. I bet when he gets pulled over, I bet he's all, yes, officer. Oh, yeah, no problem. Anything you want. Oh, you want? Oh, blah, 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 blah. You want to check my butt for contraband? Can I lick your butt when you leave so you feel like a hero and that you did the community some good stuff? Okay, all right. Spreading the fucking fear porn and the... It's the Muslims. Everything's the Muslims' fault. And leftists and Mexicans and God damn.
Yeah, they're the ones that spread this shit. You know that. Oh yeah, there is the left and the right, and they're different, but they're not different. And we know that, and that's shit. That's the shit we're up against out here. You know, people like that telling people that kind of shit that he tells, and other people does too. You know.
Well, I used to think that the right way of thinking was freedom-minded too, until one day in my senior civics class, a libertarian come in and he says, well, do you believe in things like the FCC and blah, 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 blah? And I said, well, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, you gotta have regulation because, you know, this and that. And on his little thing, well, you're a statist. Well, he didn't say totalitarian, but he says you're a statist then. And I'm like, really? And that made quite an impression on me.
Oh, I'd say so. Yeah.
It's like the rules got to either apply to everybody or they aren't worth a shit.
And we know they don't apply to everybody.
Well, he's got his friend Rick and whoever that other fucktard cop is, thinking it's funny to shoot people in the face. They're always talking about that. And then the cop, he's out of, yeah. You go back in your shows, I've heard that.
Damn.
I actually downloaded it because I got so much other shit in there. I had to get rid of those. But his cop friend from Pennsylvania, who doesn't want to ever use what his real name is, because you know he's so afraid of every fucking thing, laughs about being part of the Blue Gang.
Damn.
It's like, you know, it's like, do you ever record what you say and then play it back and listen to it? I got a friend like that. I'm like, do you ever really listen to yourself when you speak?
Damn. Obviously, they don't.
I've tried. Oh, go ahead.
Becky, remember you and me were talking about yesterday? Some of the cops are not in the gang.
Yeah, some of them are. It's cops like that that really makes it harder for these others.
But
yeah, but it's hard to know which one are
exactly.
Which one are
That's
they were
saying.
are.
Exactly. Because of people like that.
But legally and morally, even if you look the other way, you're a collaborator and you're complicit in what they're doing. There's no way to get around it. Looking the other way on shit does not make it morally right or legally. You know,
see, they outnumber the good ones in a lot of these towns, the bad ones. So yeah,
it's like for an example, me and you drive to a Walmart, and then I go, without your knowledge, go and stick up the place.
Yeah.
You're an accessory just because you were there.
Yeah.
And drove me there. They don't really look at the big picture on what they say, what they do, and what they fucking believe in.
I live in a small town. It's a lot different here. As far as that. But yeah, that still does happen. It's like that scenario happens. Yeah. And like with anywhere, there are bad ones here. But like I said, in a small town, it's you don't really you hear about bad things happening, but they hush it up if it does, type of thing.
But like when I worked for the sheriff's department at jail, I saw shady stuff, and I looked the end of the way. So I'm not going to sit here and preach that I'm not. I was complicit because I didn't say anything to anybody. But who am I going to say it to? What am I going to do? What am I going to go over there and punch the deputy in the head and fucking arrest him? And everybody's going to pat you on the back and say, hey, good job. You got a crooked guy.
See, that's why a lot of them good cops don't say anything because they know nothing will be done about it, and that sucks. But if you can't do nothing about it, like we've said, don't be a cop then. If you can't, ain't going to try to do anything about it.
Well, that's why their recruitment's been down the last 10 years.
Yeah.
It's because anybody with any kind of moral kind of conscience, it's not that they're not competent to do the job. It's just that they know what kind of fuckheads they're going to have to work with.
That's why they go into schools and recruit in schools. Start young with that and get in that program.
They look auxiliary.
Yeah.
They look for they look for the bootlickers and the snitches and the bullies and go, oh, they're perfect for the job.
But my cousin's not going to be like that because he wants to be a cop.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, if he goes in through his interview process and he starts spouting all this moral shit and crusader shit, he's just going to somehow fail the psych test. I'll guarantee you that. I'll bet the farm on that.
They rig it too if they don't want you in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's going to police academy.
No, that's not what I'm telling you. He still has to go through a process. And during his interview processes, if he starts spouting a bunch of moral and crusader kind of shit, they're going to flag him right off the bat and say, oh, well, you didn't pass your psych test.
Oh, great. Not going to be happy about that.
No.
I think he really wants to be a cop.
It's
Well,
like
there you go.
It's like even in the military, I was talking with my aunt there when I took her that painting that day, and she said, we got to talking about the military and all that stuff, and she, like I said, she knows about the system and how it is and everything, but talking about her husband, he passed years back, and but when he went to sign up for the Army there in Vietnam, or got drafted, I don't remember how he joined, but he had the heart arrhythmia, and they weren't supposed to take him in, but they took him anyway.
Yeah, because they needed bodies.
Yeah.
But see, the military is the same way. I know you guys don't look at all the shares. Time and time again, you get these assholes from military bases and National Guard places coming out there. Oh, what are you filming? Well, I'm legal activity, First Amendment activity. Isn't that what you fight for? Oh, well, the way things are nowadays, and 9/11 and the boogeyman under the bed.
They always throw that shit up. Everybody knows the deal behind that shit. Come on. That's...
But they brainwash these fucking guys.
Yeah,
and there again, the military's an organization. If you have any kind of moral compass, it's not for you.
Yeah. Exactly. I see Firecat said she was here to cause trouble.
And God forbid you decide to get your moral compass in a combat zone. Somebody's going to wind up shooting your ass. That's probably what happened to that football player.
Which one? What was their name? I know who you're talking about, but I
don't remember. I can't remember his name, but he was that guy, and he was in special forces or something. And somehow he just accidentally got shot in the back of the head 47 times.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
And I guess it turns out he was gonna blowing the whistle on something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I talked to somebody half my age that was in the Army for a while, but he had a really sunken concave chest, and the medical side, as far as for the Army, tried to cut through the red tape to keep him in, but I guess his superior said, no, it's too much of a liability. But the point of the story was, I mean, even this kid half my age was telling me that, you know, for the time that he was in there, he had actually seen when they go out in the middle of BFE that the soldiers amongst themselves are already talking, and they're already doing like little semi-groups, you know, doing kind of a psychoanalyzation on each other, and then they're already splitting and dividing the groups. And if they don't play ball with whoever's got the most amount of people that are in that like mindset, they'll off each other while they're out there, and then they'll just, you know, pretty much blame the terrorists, the enemy.
God. That's disturbing, man. But not surprising.
I mean, I'm not, you know, I can't sit there and say it happens all the time, but you know, it doesn't surprise me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. My God.
Well, my dad had the same situation. Evidently, he didn't find out until afterwards. He had a heart thing, and they passed him anyway because he was drafted. But there again, these fire bases he was on, you get these fucking psychotic people out there. Like he said, you know, they just happen to run the largest group there mostly because they get a lot of followers. And he stayed the hell away from them. I mean, some of these guys, this was no shit. He says, yeah, sometimes a few of these guys that he wouldn't have any contact with all, they were the kind of guys after a firefight went and collected ears and shit.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember my dad telling me some shit like that. Oh my God.
And he's like looking at that shit going, fuck you. You ain't getting behind me either. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
Oh shit, man. Damn. That's fucked up.
He was pretty much of the mindset, I'm gonna do my 14 months and get the fuck out.
I thought my dad, he used it to get to go to school and get his electrician's license and stuff. So
well, my father never got to use his GI Bill until later in life because when he got home, he didn't do the schooling thing for the teacher anymore. He had a neighbor that invited him into the plumbers union, and at that time, trades unions were a friend of a friend of a friend, and you know, he just kind of lucked out that this guy knew his family and knew him and liked him and said, hey, why don't you become a plumber pipe fitter? Because if you did, it was the kind of, back in those days, if you didn't know somebody, you had to go hang around the union hall and keep bugging people to let you in.
Yeah.
Right when you say it.
But yeah, so it's just kind of these thing in this book out the window situation. A lot of these prepper patriot people, I wouldn't give them the fucking time of day, and they better stay the fuck away from me. In fact, I've already got it in my mind that if something like that happens, that's going to be part of my vetting process. Hey, you know, back when we had electricity, you know, who'd you like? Did you like to watch YouTube? Oh yeah, who'd you like? Oh, and I'm like, I know that fucking guy. Sorry, you ain't cutting the mustard, dude.
Oh man.
I mean, really, do you wanna trust your survival to yo-yos like that?
No.
We're pissed off at the way things are, but we want to make it we just want to tweak it in our fashion. That way it'll work.
No.
You know, one time, to this day, I still haven't got an answer from him. I asked, because he was talking about, he was, a while back, he did a rant on anarchists, and I says, well, what about what's your feelings on a voluntarist? He didn't even know what the fuck that was.
Of course he didn't.
And then I gave him a bunch of information, and I still never heard back from him.
Yeah. Because he wasn't interested. He's just interested in what he wants, not what's good for everybody.
Well, in what their interests are, in a book out the window situation, your ego is going to get you dead quick.
Yes, definitely.
A lot of these fucking YouTube heroes and shit, they ain't gonna last 45 days.
No, not even that.
Well, I was trying to give them a little
Benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Like,
Sorry, I'm hijacking your.
that's okay, Dave. I'm done with it now. Y'all.
It's like I've been all pent up and I want to fucking explode with a lot of bitching and complaining.
That's okay. I don't care. So. But some people on Facebook do care. So.
I redid an account just so I could, look for stuff to resell, and I saw one of these activists made a video, and what happened to him with the cops. I felt was really egregious. I mean, it was. I mean, I don't know how the fuck you could be not be outraged. And I went to their page, and I spammed the video, and they fucking jacked my account.
Damn.
It's still, if I go to it through my old email and password, it says this account is temporarily disabled. And what is that, going on 5 months now? So evidently they got. Oh, I know what it was. It was that one, the National Guard guy. I spammed the PD, the National Guard, and Fraternal Order of Police from Louisiana. All three of their pages, I spammed it with that video. And evidently somebody got a little butthurt, didn't have any preparation H, and got my account sideways.
Oh, damn. Man, at least they didn't porn bomb you. I think that's word.
Well, when Dave Alex Jones Morning Mind shill fucker was flagging me, I actually had to privatize some of the posts because I already had two strikes and I couldn't afford a third one.
Yeah.
But I'm out of hot water. I'm out of danger with that now.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you about this.
I got a question to ask, because I mean I reshare, if it's something I can relate to or something I'm gonna support, a YouTube video, somebody's post, whatnot. I always reshare it publicly, and so far so good. I never have had my account messed with or taken down. I mean, I may get some rude comments every once in a while, but is there a difference between mirroring a video and then resharing it on YouTube as opposed to just resharing it on G+? It's like you can get away with more with resharing it on G Plus. You know, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, you can get away
Okay.
with sharing stuff on the Google Plus, whereas the YouTube people, it's easier for people to come in and strike it, like they've done to him and lots of other people on here. I know Delete's had it done to him a lot, and I've had it done. So
Well, what Acton caught me on was that Alice in Acid Land.
yeah.
I got hit with a community strike with that. I appealed it and won. And then back when I was dealing with that Yutz, it got flagged again. I know it was him. I did the same appeal, you know, educational. I took it upon myself to age restrict it, and they told me to fuck off.
Yeah.
So I'd already won once on the thing, and I got hit by that guy from Gateway Pharmacy.
Yeah.
It was either him or the cop.
Yeah.
The guy from Gateway Pharmacy, I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Son of Hightower. He got the
Oh,
pharmacist actually came out and stole his camera and hit him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was filming from a sidewalk. And now Portland police are trying everything in their power to protect this guy, because if he goes down for any kind of rap, he's going to lose his license to be a pharmacist.
Man. Can't have that, man.
Evidently, they dislike Son of Hightower so much that kid, or well, he's not really a kid, older teenager that stabbed him, they're not going to press charges against him either.
Of course not.
That's the stabbing, ADW, attempt this, that. You know, something that you or I'd get rolled up for a while on.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
See, you're just so blatantly in your face with his corruption anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I live in the big city here in Arizona. I'm sure some of you know, and yeah, I'm starting to realize now, you know, driving around, especially surface streets, every once in a while, you know, it's like light goes green on the intersection, and you know, I'm one of the first cars to leave usually. I don't know why. I just, you know, I'm on it. My reaction time, you know, I don't know. It's a rat race. I guess the city life does that to you, you know, but I pay attention to what I'm doing, and I'm getting ready to leave the light, and the car coming the opposite way, you know, darts out in front of all traffic to make a left-hand turn real quick. Now, I know that there was a patrol cruiser 2 car lengths behind me on the right-hand side, and it's like, really, you didn't see that or didn't want to deal with it? And when I finally got a visual on him driving by, what do you think he's doing? He's staring at his cell phone. So I'm like,
That's I was about to guess, yeah.
They do. They give preferential. You know, you know, especially if it's a white guy in an expensive car, you know, businessman looking dude. They probably figure he donates campaign contributions to somebody. They're not going to fuck with him. In fact, if they get a DUI and hurt somebody, they're probably going to bend over backwards to try to help him.
And speeding. They like to speed too, because one flew by me today. I was going, it was coming from a 55 to a 45 down a hill, and I was slowing down. I was going about 50, and he flew right by me. I'm like, damn.
yeah, I'll admit, a year and a half ago, I let my tags go for, oh God, probably
Oh,
like
man.
8 months.
I don't need to do that.
8
I've done that
months.
shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's a big, And in the big city, you know, every time you get behind the wheel, it's like, all right, a little bit of paranoia. I got to watch that rearview mirror as I'm driving to and from work, you know. And all I know is, you know, I was on the I-17 going up north, going to work, and freaking, I saw 3 lanes over to the left, you know, cruiser coming up, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much far right, you know what? But I know that they have license plate readers, scanners, and I'm like, you know, I'm just keeping it at 65, 70. I'll be okay. And what do you know? The son of a gun, he starts veering over lane to lane to lane. And he gets behind me, you know, 100 feet back and just tailing me. I'm like, oh, I know it. He's going to get me. And he threw the lights on, and I was just so pissed. But at the same time, I'm like, he's got me by the balls. You know, it's a $500 fine at least. And I'm like, this will screw up my finances for the next, whatever, couple months. And so he goes, you know why I pulled you over, right? And I couldn't help it. I gave him that damn sarcastic look like, no shit, Sherlock. Let me guess, my tags are expired, you know? I didn't say that to him. I just gave him that look, and he was like, okay. And, you know, I don't know. I think he was halfway decent because he's like, is there a reason why you let him go so long? And I'm like, hey, you know, the economy's rough. You know, I have a low-paying job, but I can do with the best that I can. And I said, well, I'll let you know this. I said, I know you were 3 lanes far off to the left. I was like, it kind of sucks because I know with the regular, you know, plain eyesight, there is no way in heck that you could tell my tags are expired. I was like, isn't it kind of in your favor for you guys to be cruising around with license plate scanners? And he just looked at me like, you asshole.
That's true.
But at the same time, he had me. I'm like, I don't want to push it too much because I don't want the freaking fine. And I'll admit, he let me go. He said, all right, you know what? But if I see you here tomorrow, I got to get you. And I'm like, will do. I appreciate it. Have a good night, you know.
That's happened to me maybe twice. Yeah. So.
Do you have time for my rhetoric? You don't, Ed, you don't need those things because you are not a commercial driver. You are not engaged in commerce. You do not need plates. You do not need license. You do not need registration. The federal courts have said this over 100 times.
Yeah, I know. I've seen all the, well, not all of them, but I've seen quite a few of those informational videos on YouTube. And, I mean, you pretty much got to walk around with the updated, right, paperwork and an accordion file to be ready for that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know it exists out there. I'll admit, though, I'm, you know, just, okay, I would have to keep that paperwork updated and to be able to constantly be on guard. And it's like the way my routine is set up. You know, I work nights, I get up, I got a little time to myself. Yeah. Got to get ready for the gym. After I do my gym, it's come straight home, shower up, get ready for work. And, you know, I got everything timed. So I don't know. Yeah, I know it sounds like excuses. I mean, I don't know. You know, I'll admit, I'm kind of, you know, I've been over. You know, I'll pay the fee for the license and the insurance and the registration. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, I mean, I give it up to anybody that does that. If they're fighting and they have the time or they want to go through that, you know. But also, I mean, I've seen the videos, Dave, where people fight and they can still write you that ticket, and then now you're still going to take time out of whatever your personal life to go down there and fight it, which you'll end up winning. I've seen that too. You know.
Well, it also opens them up to civil action to them personally because you've destroyed their qualified immunity. You've shown them that you're legal, and they chose to do what they did anyway. This March, I've been driving around without plates for 10 years. Man. Well, it's an army truck.
I'll give it up to you, Dave. Yeah.
Where am I going to put them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The city, my situation, the city with that parking thing, They decided to stop fighting with me because for the last 2.5 months I haven't got a letter from them. They can't even take me to court anyway.
How many,
The statute of limitations is run out.
It's all about the money, Dave.
Yeah, I was gonna say how many times.
Yes.
Oh, I'm prepared to let it go to warrant.
Damn.
I'm going to get hell or high water. I'm going to get my day in court and show that their parking enforcement officer also committed an act of fraud and perjury by saying I didn't have registration, even though I don't need that shit. Now, I'm not saying having insurance, don't get insurance. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
that helps you out in civil stuff, but
You know, Tennessee was part. Last time I remember, I had insurance in Tennessee.
I did learn one thing. I mean, now go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm not going to let these people think they can give and take something from me that they never had any right to take from me in the first place. Civil liberties are civil liberties. They apply to everybody. And if they don't like it, they can fucking move. That's what T.R. Pepper says. If you don't like it, fucking move. Get out of the U.S. I'll kick you the fuck out. Like, shut up. You know, at work, he's a fucking bootlicker. You gotta... He's probably got his nose up so far up his supervisor's ass, he could probably smell what he had for breakfast. You could just... In all my experiences, you can spot those folks a mile away. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
That's a long way up if you could smell his breakfast if he's only just eaten it. It takes 7 hours to digest your food.
I'm sure his supervisor looks like he has 4 legs. Maybe Mr. T.R. Pepper would like to be the Queen's ass wiper.
That's funny. I just had a picture of that 4 legs. That's so good. That is. They should have used that in the Office comedy series.
Yes.
They should have done someone walking around with his head up his boss's ass.
They should have. Yeah.
Polishing his shoes with his hanging hands.
What's that mythical creature? A minotaur or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks something like that.
Well, they call them prime ministers and presidents, don't they?
Yes.
That's because I was just thinking the other day. It's like everyone's fucking on about arrest Tony Blair. He's a war criminal and everything. Well, he's not really. He's a muppet. He was just doing what he was told.
Yeah.
You know, by the real bosses, which is the royal family or the Rotten family.
Well, it doesn't mean they can't all hang.
So, yeah.
I'm sure on a hemp string, I'm sure their neck will snap just as clean as anybody else.
They won't hang. They won't hang.
It's not that so much. It's more, it's always misdirection, you know, blame the politicians. But really, the politicians ain't got no power whatsoever. They're just, you know.
Well, I'm sure Shiga has somebody to answer to, too.
Who? The Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, she answers to God. That's it, isn't it?
And it's in the shape of the Jack-in-the-Box clown. May I take your order, please?
My God.
You want fries with that?
I think God to them is money.
Yes.
They've forsaken God, haven't they?
I saw with Debbie, I think, or somebody, I think it was Debbie, they don't even have to use money. They stuff just given to them. A lot of these rich people.
Mate, her face is on the bloody money.
Ultra rich.
The fiat paper, it's not really money.
Yeah.
It's military script is what it is, because that tells you that we're under a military occupation.
You know damn well, for fun, she goes, Charles, let's go down to the poor section and steal ice cream from poor children. Oh, that'll be so fun.
No, she doesn't. She goes to Parliament and says, give me £1 billion £5 increase on what you already give me. I think it's about 3.5 billion she gets anyway, just to maintain the royal households.
No, Jammer, I
And
was
they
just
gave it
being,
to her.
I was just being.
And
a
yet everyone
horse
else is doing
horse's
fucking bedroom
ass.
tax. I mean, this world is just so fucked up. I can't express it in words. The English language ain't good enough for me to express it.
Yeah, exactly.
Myself, I'm so above it all. It's so droll.
Yeah, she's above the heads of everyone else she's walking on top of. That's what she's above.
I'm so important, my head is above the chemtrails. What's your people's problem?
we have special diet. I can't do the accent. We have special diet where we get to eat real food. We feed the crap to you guys, you peasants.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Don't you
That's
all
exactly
drink
what
the
they
blood
do.
of little children?
Oh my god.
And they don't
I-
even tell the politicians about the food anyway either. Because you can
Sorry.
see them all. They're all eating that poison food and they're all getting fat.
Right.
You know.
Sorry. I'm playing with my little toy here.
Hey, actually, it's Free Love in here. Is it Free Love? Her name?
That's Peace. Well, it's anonymous love, but she's really Peace Love. Google won't let her change her name back.
Yeah, it's not
So-
letting me change my. I gotta change my name in 3 months. So.
Or is what Dud calls her the koala.
Yeah.
Koala.
Wow.
Actually, I wanted
Stand up for
to
koala rights.
offer some help. Free Love.
There's 2 koalas on surfers.
This game. What's that?
Well, you put up a video of Free Love going on camera for the first time, didn't you, Beck? How old
Yes.
was that?
So,
that
she just
video?
made that not long ago. She's made that
Oh,
not
yeah?
long ago, actually. Yeah.
No, she's
Yeah.
actually really 86 years old. That was
No,
like
she's
from
not. I've seen her on
that
video.
that was from like the 1800s.
He's asking how recent it was.
Yeah, 1800s.
It's pretty recent.
She,
so
she
yeah.
looks well, mate, for someone born in the 1800s, I tell you.
Punchki,
Oh
are
my
you
God.
drinking the blood of little children so that you never age?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not.
Okay. Anyway, what was your advice there?
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I wanted to try and help Free Love because you commented. I know this isn't a shit place. There's only sort of 3 people watching anyway. But I wanted to tell you about the weight thing. It's basically that because I was at a stage where I was at nearly 15 stone, so I was really overweight for me. I'm only 5'8", and I tried loads of things. I've been sort of like one of these people who've exercised all the time to try and get rid of extra weight and stuff like that. I was always quite physical, but I could never get rid of a lot of my girth around the middle, and I couldn't understand why it was. I even did triathlon to try and lose it, and I still couldn't lose it. So what I'm trying to say to you is that you're not fat or overweight at all. That's not what's happening. You're being poisoned, and that's what you have to realize. And the way you're being poisoned is by wheat. And it's basically, if you stop eating wheat, that's all bread and grains food, and start eating meat and vegetables, your weight will fall off you. I mean, it will start rapidly. And basically, what you have to do is, I mean, it sounds a simple thing to do, but it's not quite as simple as that, because what you have to do is to, whenever you go into the supermarket, anything that's wrapped in toxic waste, that's plastic. Anything that's wrapped in that stuff, don't buy it, because it's got wheat in it. And even Oxo cubes have got wheat in them. Chocolate bars have got wheat in them. Even bottles of wine, they put wheat in it. And that's what gives me indigestion. And basically, are you interested in this, Free Love? Sorry, Peace and Love.
Hello?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
listening.
She's listening.
But the guy who's done the research on this anyway is a bloke called Dr. William Davis. And he discovered that was the root of what's happening to us. Because I'm one of those people, I think it's just certain metabolisms are susceptible to the wheat poisoning. And we react really badly to it. But that's what's behind it all, for absolutely sure. So, and that's the antidote for it, is just to stop eating their product. And what it is that your body is actually intelligent. And if you lie to yourself, if you say I'm giving up wheat and you stop eating bread, but then you still eat chocolate bars and all the other munchies just to get you through the day, your body won't start to make the effort to move the wheat until you stop eating chocolate bars, and then it gets the message. You know, it's literally you cannot lie to your body because your body knows what you're eating. It has to process it.
Yeah.
And I think they say the gut is the second brain of the body.
Yes.
So, but that's what you have to do. And if you want to lose the weight, is just to really just stop eating all of their products and go back to what your grandmother told you to eat, really.
Yeah, it's called Wheat Belly.
Yeah,
Okay.
wheatbelly.com, that's it. I mean, Dr. William Davis. I mean, they've done a hit piece, NBC have done a hit piece on Dr. William Davis. They snuck in with a hidden camera into one of his presentations and did a sideways view, and they just edited it and really tried to make him look bad. And yeah, he's trying to save everyone's life on the planet. Because, I mean, we've got I listened to the audio again recently. We've got an epidemic of weight problem over here, and apparently countries where they haven't seen it before, or not in as much as what we've got, it's like Japan and France, and they are becoming obese as a nation now, and traditionally they weren't like that.
They put a lot of wheat products in as filler in animal food too. That's why you have dogs and cats with weight problems.
Right, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you consider that they put it in bottles of wine, you know damn well they want everyone to eat this product. It's just, why would you ever put wheat in a bottle of wine? Why? I mean, there's no rational reason other than. Pardon?
Yeah,
I said that's what I was gonna say. That don't make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all, and
is barley bad for you?
you know, Dr. Davis says that basically it's all grains are bad for you.
Oh.
And the other side of it is you've got to get off the vegetable fats as well. This is not Dr. William Davis, this is Sally Fallon Morell. And she says that you've got to get off the animal fats and off the vegetable fat oils,
Yeah,
and back onto
yeah.
animal fats. So, and I would recommend people stay away from pork because it's a dirty meat. I don't think it does us any good. So, you know, healthy meat, you know, so don't buy the cheapest, shittiest meat that you can get, you know, try and get organic. It is more expensive, and I'm sorry about that, but it's basically what the human body requires to sustain itself. So the cost is out of touch with what we required to eat. And what's really happening, see, no one's really got into the gravity of what Dr. Davis has discovered, is that if you actually do what he suggested, the first thing you're going to find after 2 years, because you'll have lost all your weight at that point, you're going to look like somebody who's like from the 1920s. You remember them black and white photos of the people from the night? That's what you're going to look like if you take this seriously and you do it. And because your body will go back to normal size again, it will shed all of the crap, and you'll feel a lot more healthy. But basically, you know, if people who are overweight, their body is actually full of pus. It's not fat. It's actually pus, and it's the same kind of shit that comes out your nose when you squeeze a zit. And it's not quite as bad as it sounds, but it's basically the body wraps the foreign particle in that kind of zitty stuff.
Mucus.
And then it stores it because it can't get rid of it because you keep feeding yourself that stuff. And so it stores it around the vital organs. Pardon?
So I think about that every time I go out in town. What you just said about that.
Yeah, but you should take it seriously. But I mean, I say that I don't mean to
you know what I mean. It's just thinking about that and seeing all the people. You know what I mean. That's what
it took me 2 years before I started to really get into it and start to take it seriously. Because you know, you got to take on board the information. But the best thing is, if you want to really sort of like shut the monkey mind down on this particular topic, go and listen to Dr. William Davis give you the scientific facts of it all. And you'll get into it for about 45 minutes, and then you'll shut up with the questions, because you'll understand that what he's telling you is really important. But what I was going to say about the other thing, just to finish on this, is that after 2 years, you're going to realize that you've been starving all your life, because we've been using this surrogate food of wheat to give ourselves the bulk and a little bit of nutrition, where it gives you an enormous amount of calories. 2 slices of bread has got more sugar in it than a Mars bar. You know?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that what Debbie put in the chat there. It says the problem is much bigger than just wheat. Search on RNA interference methodologies behind food production. It is second phase genetic modification of foods. Find out the problems this can cause.
Oh, there's
There
a
you go.
mouthful.
I mean, I'm trying not to sort of like overload piece of
Oh, I
knowledge.
know.
Basically,
I
you
know.
know, just look, if you, I mean, go and listen to Dr. William Davis, because he's going to give you the codes to unlock the resistance that we all have in
He
our
knows a lot of
minds
stuff.
when we
He
hear this
knows.
kind of information. But
Yeah.
it does, you know, I recommend it, but I wouldn't recommend taking too much stuff on all at the same time. But yeah, it's something that you need to keep visiting back over and over again. I've listened to his broadcast about 50 times now. And it's worked. That's what I'm saying, is that repetitiveness, you know, to keep hearing it so that I don't regress. Because it took me a long time to stop buying chocolate bars, you know, just to get that sugar rush and shit. But I don't need that anymore. So, but this is 4 years in now, so it's yeah, I'm not quite sure about the RNA. I know that Dr. Davis said that back in the 70s, when they first did the genetic modification, they did it chemically. And he said to a large part, the chemical genetic modification that they did was a lot more, is a lot worse for the foods than the current DNA genetic modification, because it's much more specific. But I don't like any of it. I think it's Dr. Frankenstein, if you ask me, all of that stuff. You shouldn't be playing with nature.
Yeah,
they shouldn't.
Monsanto.
I know.
But yeah, it's a big one. But the thing I like about the wheat thing is a very practical one that everybody can try.
Yeah.
You know, but,
It's tough to give up the bread. I did it. You know, I worked out all the time and 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, and I've been doing it for 1 year and 5 months now. And I'll admit, yeah, you know, I gave up the bread, and it was hard. You know, every time I'd walk by that damn bread aisle in the store, I'm like, I hate you. I can smell you from a mile away.
You know what that is, Ed? Is that basically it's you're starving, really. You know, that's the truth, is that you've always been starving since you've been born on this planet, because we've been lied to about the foods that we should be eating.
Yeah.
That's why you're craving that food. You should really buy yourself, you know, get the. I mean, like, I had to tell my organic butcher not to put fucking whey in the burgers when he made the burgers, because I was getting indigestion from the burgers as I was eating them. I was like, mate, are you putting whey products in these burgers by any chance? Yeah, oh yeah, of course. It gives it a bit of bulk, mate.
That's
It's
the thing
like,
here.
please take that out of the burgers. That's what's burning my insides when I eat.
That's like here at the place where I get meat. They don't put that way in it. You can stand there and watch them grind it all up and everything. So
yeah. Well, I mean, he used like fresh meat, but then now he puts a bit of he puts a leek in there and an egg, and to give it a bit of constituency, and you know. But even that burger meat's not brilliant. You need to eat sort of, you know, topside beef. Really, it's probably about the best thing that you can really eat. And I would just concentrate on eating a really high protein diet. That's what we really need. Lots of animal fats. Eggs, butter is really good. Obviously, no pasta, rice, lots of greens, lots of vegetables, and to make up the bulk, lots of potatoes, parsnips.
Wait, keep in mind, Dave. I heard you go when it came to greens and vegetables.
I love pasta, and I
love
big old,
I do too.
big old greasy cheese pizza with a bunch of shit on it.
Anyway, peace.
Nobody said that you can. Every once in a while.
Yeah, and don't forget sodas too, and all the crap they put in sodas too. I mean, I know some of us probably still do drink sodas every now and then, but you know. It's like with the bread, it's something we all need to work on and stop consuming these things for better health.
But I don't know how that's going to work for me, because I don't know how you wrap a burrito without a tortilla.
And like,
There's a lot of, if you go onto Dr. Davis's blog, there's basically loads of people have come up with the new recipes without wheat or substitutes for wheat. But you know, Dr. Davis says it's, you know, it's changing from one, you know, people sort of, it's gluten-free wheat better. And he says, you know, it's a bit like you were smoking 20 Woodbines a day and the doctor tells you you've got to give up smoking. You say, well, I've stopped smoking Woodbines, but I'm smoking 20 Marlboro. And
Yeah,
that's essentially what he says about that.
I mean,
I don't know how
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I don't know how I'm gonna convince the guys at Humberto's number 12, open 24 hours a day, to change their shit.
I wanted to add
You know,
this.
that's the funny thing about all of this is that, you know, you literally cannot go anywhere and get straight normal raw foods without any of these additives anywhere. I mean, you have to go to a fucking you have to go to the Ritz.
Here we
So
go.
it could be a steak meal with potatoes and vegetables.
No, when I
It
was
probably cost you 250 quid.
I'm gonna read this. What Debbie put about the RNA is the chemical manipulation. It's not DNA insertion, but way of manipulating the RNA compounds to force shutdown of your body's ability to create specific proteins. To understand it, you need to understand nutrition from an epigenetic perspective. That nutrition can either enable or disable specific gene expressions. So yeah, it's not good.
well, I know when I was traveling in Mexico, they don't use a lot of that stuff.
They don't. No.
It was. I'm not trying to be gross when I say this. I'd be there a couple of days after eating stuff there. I'd have to use the restroom, and it would smell like something died, but then it'd clear up, and it's like you start feeling better, more energy and stuff. And
It's getting all
I'm
that other
like-
crap. It's getting all that
Yeah.
crap out of it. That's what it did. Yeah, all that chemical crap.
because if you eat even stuff like Doritos, you eat some Doritos from there, it tastes completely different from what you get here.
Damn cat scared me.
Right, I tell you what, peace and love. I've got this. Somebody has put. I'll post it. I post it in Google and YouTube. Somebody's put. I won't let me post it there. Post it. Like, you can see it in the side chat.
Oh, she can't see the side chat.
Oh, can't she?
She can't see it. She's on a
Make
tablet.
the moderator again, then, please, Beck.
Yeah, this is a different
Right,
channel. You have to comment something in the YouTube there,
Oh, right.
because this is a different channel. So
Here, you can give it to me, and I'll give it to her.
this is my backup to my backup channel.
Oh, right. Yeah, there it is. And
Where's it at?
yeah. Shit, okay.
You put it in the. Oh,
There it
okay.
is.
I
There it is.
grabbed it. I'll grab it.
Cool.
I had a question for Anonymous Love. Is that what she's going by, or?
Peace,
Oh,
love.
peace and love.
Peace, love.
Oh, Peace and Love. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
you are also Anonymous Love, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Okay. Well, I
Future
didn't want to.
name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you still currently are you keeping up with the exercising, or?
I used to exercise in the past.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, of course, I'm gonna say, hey, you know, keep up with it. I mean, I'll admit, I'm 44, and right now I'm down to 175. When I started, I was 215 pounds, and I'll admit, like Jammer Funk says, you know, giving up the bread will help you tremendously. But keep in mind too, even though you know you may not be seeing results right away, consistency is key. Even if you could, you know, just start back walking, whatever you,
No,
whatever.
this isn't like that. This said it is literally, if you stop eating the wheat, you're gonna just shed pounds and pounds and pounds of this stuff. And like
Yeah.
I said, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, even though I was highly active for most of my life,
Yeah.
I still had this girth of well, basically poison around my middle, and I couldn't get rid of it. So it doesn't. I mean, that's what Dr. David says. You don't
I had
need. You can literally eat your way to health. That's
I
what
want to
he's saying.
add to. I want to add to.
Without sort of stressing your body out to, don't overdo it, Ed. It's like, especially if it's
I'm
not, if you
saying
haven't
you
exercised
gotta
all
go
your
crazy.
life, and then you
but
start doing it, you're going to put yourself at
You gotta
risk.
start slow. You gotta start slow. Yeah.
It's just something to keep in mind. Because I know the more you exercise, the stronger you're going to get with lung power, stamina. Your body is literally going to go through a morphine, stages. I mean, the more muscle you put on, the better your metabolism is going to work. Overall, the better your body is going to be able to digest fats, oils, carbohydrates, good or bad, fats, good or bad. I mean, it's a win-win situation. And again, I don't want to overwhelm her either. I'm just kind of, maybe, suggesting when she's ready. I mean, you can do it without exercise, but you got to really be clean on that eating. And juicing will help too. And if you don't want to juice, like I did, you can get a NutriBullet, and I get organic
Really good.
spinach kale medley. I mean, also that's going to help combat the nanoengineering, the glyphosates in our food, and it helps you keep light on your feet. And if you did one a day, even like I do one a day, one juice drink a day, and just a little bit of fruit just to sweeten it up a little bit, but all the rest is fresh leafy green green leaves, leafy vegetables, and like maybe some small little tomatoes. And I can tell a difference. It just, like I said, it cleanses your body. It constantly keeps it, cleansing itself. And I don't mean to be gross. Your bowel movements are going to be so much cleaner and healthier, and you can just tell,
See, Punchki, you're going to be a full-on operator instead of just being tactical.
Well, add to that, women, that's had kids too, that goes for them too. That because I know from experience, it's hard to get rid of that weight, and that's like he was saying about the wheat and everything. That's and especially and that's what it makes it even harder to get rid of that weight too. So
women suffer from cellulite, but that is really coming from. It's not really anything to do with that. It's all the wheat. Everything is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah,
it causes
diabetes. A lot of women.
It causes arthritis. It causes so much shit.
I'm saying a lot of women, they complain about not being able to get rid of that weight, right? And they think that it's because of the, the pregnancy and all that.
Process, but it's not. It's the wheat. Yeah.
But it's not. It's the wheat. Yeah, and other, the GMO stuff too. The fact that we're not even eating real food there too. So.
I tell you what you need to do as well, Peace and Love. Before you start doing it, take a few photographs of yourself before you start, and then check yourself in 4 months. Or whenever you're ready to give that a go. I mean, you might not start for 6 months or a year or something. I didn't start for 2 years because my whole diet was wheat. Everything I ate about 4 slices of bread in the morning.
Well, I can't eat bread because I'm allergic to bread. I'm allergic to bread.
Yeah. I mean, just stay away from all of that stuff. It's basically bird food. I mean, if you think about what they're actually doing, they're taking a plant embryo. So they're taking like the comparison with us is a human embryo, grinding it up into a powder and adding water to make a paste, and then calling that food. But it's really, it's the embryo of the plant that produces the next generation of that particular plant strain. And we shouldn't be eating that as the main diet of our food. And it is the main diet on the planet now. And that's how serious this all is. And when you couple that with what Winona Ryder was saying, or Winona LaDuke, the American military murdered 50 million buffalo. And that was the largest migrating species in the world.
Yeah.
They used to travel sort of like, 4,000 miles in their round trip or longer.
Their herds would cover states.
So, that was our food that they murdered.
Yeah, they just did it for the hides too. Did it for the hides. They just did it for the hides and let them sit in there. I mean,
I think it's more than that. All of this stuff is much more than that. It's a big
No, no.
agenda, a big plan.
I mean,
And it's basically
yeah.
to just destroy everything on the planet so that you have to go to fucking Monsanto because the grapes have got no seeds in them anymore. You know?
Mm.
It's really, really just, I just can't believe that there isn't like riots in the street. of
They
what
don't
they're
want you to be able to grow your own food. So there you go.
Well, and if you live in a mega city, there's no chance of that anyway.
Oh yeah, and if you can grow indoors. You can grow stuff indoors.
Not in the rabbit hutches they're
space.
building these days, you can't.
Oh yeah, no, you can't there, but you know, I'm just saying, people thinking they can't have a garden where they're at right now. You know, you can't
Yeah.
grow indoors. Yeah.
I went to a
Same.
neighborhood watch meeting last week, and they talk all that Agenda 21 shit. You know, snitch on this person for doing something. Can't have a garden because that looks unsightly.
But did they tell you how to did they tell you things to do to get around that stuff?
No.
Of course not.
I watched there's a new film being released,
But
which is really mad. It's called Passengers. Have you anyone seen that shit? It wasn't Passengers, it was something else. Hang on.
no, they just get a rep from whatever council person that's in at the time, and they talk their junk to the people that run the meetings, and they try to push it on whoever actually shows up. But it fell out.
Yeah. Oh shit.
But-
He's on the phone.
But because
Oh,
I
shit.
listen to all these things on here, and right away when they start talking that shit, I pick it up. I go, I'm thinking in my mind, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
No, that's what happened to Monday. What's
They're a bunch of cop suckers and bootlickers too.
Oh, I know what it is. It's a new film called What Happened to Monday. Have you seen that shit?
Uh-uh.
Uh-uh.
That's quite good. That's about like a dystopian type future where all the you can't have any siblings, so you can only have one child per family. So if like your parents have you and then you get a baby brother, the baby brother gets taken away from the parents. And then there's this one, it's about this one family, this man and this woman. They have she has what do you call it when you have 7 kids? She has and they're identical twin sisters, all of them, and that's why they're called Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the days of the week, because it's the only way you can freaking work out what's going on.
Oh my god.
And every day of the week, one of them gets to go out on one day a week. So, but because they all look alike, they can't. They can pass themselves. Yeah, it's really free. It's quite a good film. It is.
That sounds like
And
it would be.
it's a really interesting bit at the beginning where she's sitting down as a little girl and she has like a flashback, and the instructor tells the class to do something or something is a certain way, and this little girl starts arguing. Why is it that way? Why should I do this? Why should I do as you're told and shit like that? And you can see it's like against the system, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite good. It's like a new dystopian type thing.
I remember there was a TV show.
Some of them don't work, but it's quite good. It's quite it gets your brain working.
There was a TV show. I can't remember the name of it, but it had to do with time travel, time travel too. But anyway, they were limiting the number of children you could have, and it was 2 was all you could have, and they had a 3rd one that they kept secret, and they got found out and everything. And he was working for the government and shit too. This guy, but I can't even remember the name of it. It's got canceled. It was a TV show, but
Right.
where they went back in time to the Earth in the past or some crap like that. It wasn't really. It was I don't know how they spun it a certain way with like stuff that they done in the past wouldn't affect the future or some crap like that. But anyway, it didn't last a season or so. But that was what happened. Anyway, they got sent back to that place.
Did you see the one about where the basically they they perform an intelligence test on the kids when they're
Yes.
12 years or certain
Yes.
ages of their
Yes.
lives. You seen that
Defending-
one? I mean,
defending,
fucking hell, man,
yes.
that's going on
fucked up.
today. That's actually happening now
Yeah, my
in
kids,
real
my
life.
kids told me about that, and I watched it on the YouTube Red there when I had it. So that was
But
crazy.
that's happening now. That's for real
They're having
going
a
on
part
already.
picture. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because they're deliberately dumbing us down. I mean, I've got a book written by John Taligato called Dumbing Us Down.
I'll be right back.
Okay, dokie.
So
We may be all
they're
there.
actually doing it, you know, I mean, it's...
You know,
I suddenly thought of that the other day. It's like, watch that movie. It's like, no.
that was crazy. I know. When I watched it, I'm like sitting there like,
You know
Oh
something?
my
When you
God.
compare what they're putting in the movies to what's actually happening in real life, what's happening in real life is a whole lot more frightening than what's they're putting in the movies. And the movies are shocking and frightening. And that's one of them that, you know,
Ed said, "See y'all." He had to leave. So anytime, Ed, you more than welcome. Sorry.
yeah, so that what happened to Monday, I mean,
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. So I'll have to look for that.
it's on Putlocker.io.
Okay.
Because they did you hear about that? They tried to shut Putlocker down a month ago.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
They went offline and they won their court hearing or something.
Cool. Yeah. 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 I think I'm gonna call it a show, y'all, because it's been about 2 hours. So anybody wants to come in afterwards, the link should still be in the YouTube there. But yeah, here's the painting I've painted there. I'll hold it up close here. So here we go. I can get it up right. There we go. It's just on the artboard paper there. So, I just got an email about my canvases. They shipping them out, so they should be here. I hope by the end of the week. That'd be awesome. So, but there it is there. Whatever. It's a ocean type setting, whatever I call it. I don't know yet. So, but anyway, y'all got anything to add there before we go?
Don't eat the wheat.
Don't eat the wheat. And don't drink the Kool-Aid either. After for that, for Dave. Okay. It's either way. So, yeah. Like I said, anybody jump in there after we go off live. So,
What
Anyway.
Dave said, blue skies matter.
oh yeah, thank you. Blue skies matter. It was cloudy here all day. So yeah,
Blue skies matter. Yeah, that's cool.
blue skies matter. Definitely. So, yeah. And like I always say, about the changing perceptions, that's what this is about. And we talked a lot about things along that nature there of what people need to see there to change their perception there of how they see things, and this too, to get people attention there and while they're into watching you do that's the whole thing behind doing stuff like this is to get people watching and stuff. But anyway, and listening most importantly. So but yeah, and like I said, before, you have the power within you to change it starts with you to change yourself, and that's how we change the world. So, and this stuff right here, this is why we keep doing this. So, spreading the word out there as much as we can. So, thanks y'all for joining, and peace and much love to everybody. And I'll see you Wednesday at 5 Eastern. So, on my Rebecca Bradley channel. So, see y'all later. Have a good night or good day. So.
Good night, everyone.